Welcome back to the Coming Out Happy podcast. We are your hosts, Danny and Keely, and we are so glad that you're here. Welcome back to the show. Coming Out Happy podcast is all about being LGBTQ+, dating struggles, and so much more.
If you like what you hear, make sure you leave us a 5-star review and rating. We can't wait to hear from you. And as always, welcome back to the show. Oh my goodness. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Coming Out Happy podcast with Keely, your host. I'm just kidding. Danny's here too. Danny, say hello.
Hello, everyone. Happy week. Happy Friday. Happy weekend. Whatever day it is that you're listening to this. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. I'm so glad that you're back. This podcast has been such a light, and I love recording this podcast every single week. It's probably one of my favorite things because, one, I love to talk, and two, Danny and I just get to share stories, and we get to chat and know that someone on the other end of this, it's you, is listening to this and really taking a lot and resonating because we see your messages. We see your comments, we see the reviews you leave on the podcast, and that is the coolest thing to see, I have to say. So many of you have reached out and resonated so much, and so many of you become a part of our world, getting involved with our programs, getting involved with us, and working with us, and that is the absolute coolest thing in the entire world. So, Danny, should we get into today's topic?
I'm down. Let's go.
I'm so excited. All right, today we are going to be talking about the long game, the big picture, and why it is so important. And I know so many of you listening to this podcast want to find love, want to create a life with someone, and want to share this dream and who you are and share a life and do all these amazing things. But what we really need to focus on is getting you to be ready for that. Because Danny and I have failed in our relationships. We have gone to places, we have done things, we have put ourselves in situations that we shouldn't have gone through because we never took the time to focus on ourselves. Obviously, everything has led us to here, but we've learned a lot of hard lessons along the way. And if we can share a little bit of our story and save you from some of the heartbreak, the trials, the error, everything we've gone through, we're here to do that. So let's dive into today's topic, Danny. I want you to open up a little bit about how working on yourself can absolutely change the future of who you'll find, who you'll attract, and the life that you'll create with your forever person.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there is something so beautiful about love, but something more beautiful is when you learn how to love yourself first. And, it may sound cheesy to you, and you're like, I don't really need that. And trust me, like a bunch of years ago, I would probably say the same thing, but the way it's transformed, the way that I put myself out there, the way it transformed the confidence that I had in order to go after people that were actually good for me. Everything changed in my communication with people, how I presented myself on dates when I was being authentically me because I felt confident in who I was. Every single thing that I did when I was putting myself out there felt 100 times better because I knew who I was and I felt confident in who I was. And let's just talk about a little bit. If you don't know who you are and you're giving off insecure signals, you're going to attract someone who also may be sending out insecure signals. And I think everything kind of feels off if you don't understand how to take care of yourself and why taking care of yourself is so important. So everything kind of shifted for me, and I was able to find love that I actually deserved. And I didn't find that before. I was able to feel confident when I was going out on dates. I felt confident when I was talking to people. Everything was different. I don't think anything was the same once I started working on myself.
Absolutely. No, that's amazing. I want to share a little story about who I am, and I've shared a little bit in our podcast before, but my relationship history, my relationship stories that I've gone through have been rocky, guys. They have been rough. I have been attaching on to people for so long, and I could never figure out why I was just dating these people that I didn't even really want to be with. I just felt like I needed someone. Who's with me right now? Who's been like, I just wanted someone. I wanted someone so I didn't feel alone. That's really what it was. And I was looking for love in all the wrong places. It felt empty. I just wanted to create a life with someone I really wanted to be with that had the qualities, had the values, had the dream that I had for my life. But I just kept leeching on to these people, and I would call myself a codependent. I was so codependent on finding a relationship and just needing someone. I didn't even care who it was. sometimes I like to laugh because I honestly, it might have just been a living, breathing person and I would have dated them. And that's horrible. Because you should be with someone that lights you up inside, that makes you feel great, that has that same goal and vision to be better together, and is not going to just be your other half. There's no such thing as that, and I didn't know that before. And so what that looked like when I wasn't focusing on myself, I didn't know who I was just trying to find someone, and I was trying to become them. I was trying to become the person that I was dating, and I didn't have my own identity. But when that switch flipped for me, I started loving who I was, and I started trying to understand myself and knowing that I deserved more and I wanted more. I met Danny. I seriously, I'm telling you, this happened in a matter of weeks when I started to change something, when I let go of people that weren't right for me, when I said, you know what, I don't think this is going to work. Danny came out of the sky. And I'm serious because I started putting in the work. And not to say this will happen for you. I hope it happens for you. But this is what happens when we start to turn ourselves internally, when we start to work on ourselves from the inside out, when we stop looking for external things to validate and make us feel great about who we are. I was so far off from this truth. And something that started to change was I knew that I wanted more. And Danny was that person. She was the person that came into my life and was like, hey, I have a vision that I want to change the world and I want to do all these things. And she was driven and I loved everything about her. But she wasn't there to be like, all right, you're my other half. We're here to be together for the rest of our lives and we're just going to fulfill each other and make each other the happiest people in the world. It wasn't like that, guys. It was a foundational thing where we had to build our relationship and go, you know what? I want to build a life with you that's healthy. I want to build a life with you that's purposeful, that's passionate, that's loving, and all of these amazing things. And that's what built our relationship. It wasn't that we needed each other. And that is the most beautiful thing that I want each and every one of you listening to experience the joys, the light, the happiness, and the other side that is so powerful and can happen for you once you start diving into who you are. Danny, what would you say our relationship was like in the beginning? How did it compare to the other relationships you were in when you weren't working on yourself versus when you were working on yourself?
Well, they're vastly different. I feel like the relationships that I had in the past were focused on taking care of each other emotionally. And we didn't really have to do that in our relationship. Not because, we didn't go through ups and downs, because that's totally normal. We all need to go through the ups and downs of life and need our partner to be there sometimes. But it was when the relationships I was in was like filling an empty void inside of me because I just like really was afraid to be by myself. Like that was the difference. Me and you weren't filling each other up. And it felt
different.
It was very, very different. And it felt like we were just two great people coming together to create a different life together. But it was because we felt so strongly in ourselves that it worked. And that's one of the hardest things that we tell people all the time is like they're so busy looking for love without looking within themselves first and think that the relationship they're in is going to solve everything. And it doesn't. But we all want love, right? We all want to find that partner, to find that dream and live and create a family sometimes and do all those like beautiful things. But it can come crashing down when you do not focus on yourself and know who you are and all of these incredible things that come along with that.
Absolutely. No, those are amazing points and so true. And I don't want to make it seem like we were perfect at the time we met each other because that's not true at all. You and I both know, Danny, what we share on this podcast is real, it's raw, and it's vulnerable. And when I met Danny, I wasn't necessarily 100% ready to go because here's the thing, and this is true for all of life, you're never going to be 100% ready for anything that comes our way. That's just not how life works. But you become the person. And when someone else is there and goes, you know what, I want this too. And I want you to be better. And I want you to be your best self. And you come together and you go, that's what it is. That's what a healthy relationship is. And you're not holding each other back to get there. That's what it was. So was I necessarily 100% ready? Did I completely work on myself and I felt like I was the most confident in who I was and I knew exactly who I was when I met Danny? No. But I started that process of truly valuing and understanding myself, and that's when it started to come.
I also don't feel like it would have worked if you didn't put in the work in yourself. And, we had a conversation about that if you wanted to share kind of where it was leading in the beginning.
Oh, absolutely. And that's why I want to be open about our relationship and everything that has gone on, because in the beginning, I had just started working on myself, guys. I'm telling you right now, Danny and I had completely different histories, different stories of what our relationship history looked like. Danny had about 2 years alone while she was just kind of dating around, but not dating anyone seriously before she met me. And I was jumping from relationship to relationship. I was looking for a relationship to fix me. I'm telling you right now, that didn't ever fix me. I still work through things today, to this day, that I have to continually focus on every single day that I'm in a relationship. Because those things come up, they resurface, and they will ruin your relationship. And I know that stings. I know that one hurts, and that goes, and you go, oh, I don't want to hear that. Maybe you're in a relationship right now. Maybe you're thinking about getting into one, and you're not sure if you're ready for it. I'm telling you right now, if you don't find a partner or you don't work on yourself before or find someone that's willing and allowing you to work on yourself in the relationship, it wants that for you as well, it will not work. Danny and I almost didn't work. The fact that I was willing to put in the work is what changed everything. The fact that I was like, you know what, I need alone time. I still need to work on myself. We still need to have our space. We need our individuality. All of these amazing things is what made our relationship work. Now, I don't want to make it seem like you have to do all of these things, and I know we talked a little bit about this. You have to do all of these things. You have to become your best self before you meet the future person that you're going to spend the rest of your life with. I'm not saying that at all. But you got to start looking at what you want. You got to start looking at what you need. You got to date yourself a little bit first. You got to learn to enjoy your own company. You got to do all these things so that you can be your best self when you get ready to get into that relationship, or you can continue that cycle of working on it. Because becoming your best self, it's a never-ending thing. Kind of like coming out, guys. We talk about that a lot. It's a never-ending thing. Every single day I'm faced with new challenges. When I wake up in the morning, do I go, I'm going to lay here in bed just a little bit longer so I can stay with Danny? Of course I want to do that. Everyone does. Who wouldn't want to just lay in bed with your partner that you're so in love with? Of course. But you know what I do? I go, I got to get up. I got to have a little self-discipline. I got to spend a little bit of time with myself this morning. I had to date myself today. And these are the things that you incorporate. Danny and I are here to show you what a healthy relationship can look like, what it can look like, how you can prepare yourself for your future partner, how you can be so ready and willing and wanting to explore this new side of you and share it with someone else. What does that look like for you? I want you to start thinking about this. Our new program, Pride Amplified, dives into this completely, where we really start to focus on who you are so that you can be the best for your future self and for your future partner, for creating a life attracting genuine and meaningful relationships. Who doesn't want that? I hope you're feeling as inspired, and I feel pumped up when I talk about this, because I love love. I mean, you hear my stories, you know where I've been. I love love, but I see it in such a different light now, because I allowed myself to take that time to know what true and unconditional love is. Unconditional love isn't, I gotta spend every minute with this person. I gotta attach onto them and we can never leave each other's side. Unconditional love is more than that. It's a deeper level where you understand what that other person needs and you understand what you need and you go get it together and you grow. That is so beautiful. And I'm so excited for everything to come. If you're listening to this podcast right now and you're going, I feel this, I need this, I want this.
And I want to start creating that beautiful relationship that you were talking about.
I want that. Yeah. I want to be able to have a relationship where I can still work on myself and I can still find a partner that's great for me. Gotta tell you something. Once you start working on yourself, you attract a totally different kind of partner. You may be attracting the wrong partners right now. It may feel unfulfilling. You may question why the right person hasn't come along. This might be your answer. I want you to know that everything that we talk about on this podcast, everything, if you're following on Instagram at Coming Out Happy, if you sent us a message before, we're real. We care a lot. We go deep into these topics.
We want to see you find love in yourself and with others that like actually lasts. It doesn't just feel like it's like fun in the meantime if that's not what you want. To find like meaning in your relationships if that's what you're looking for.
Absolutely. It's all we want. And we believe it's possible for you. We've done it ourselves. We've seen other people that have come in contact with us, that have worked with us, that have been in our programs do the exact same thing. Because I know you're built for more. I know you're ready for more. And I say ready in a very lighthearted way because we're never ready for anything. But when an opportunity opens up, when time comes where you go, you know what? I need this. I need more. I want this. You jump. We're never going to be ready for anything. But life doesn't stop. Time doesn't go on forever. We don't have forever. I know it's getting a little deep here, but this is how I like to look at life. There's been so many things and so many people in life that have come and gone, and I realize how important it is to take advantage of the time that we have right now. There's never a better time for what you want to do in your life. There's never a better time. There's never too late to go and create this future, this dream, finding this future partner, and really loving your life. Life should be fun. Life should be enjoying. You should enjoy every moment of it. And we want that for you. So if this is hitting home right now and you're like, I need this, guys. Hello, I'm right here. Why don't you go over to @ComingOutHappy on Instagram? Maybe Danny will link it in the show notes. Dan, can you do that? Link it in the show notes for them. I want you to apply for the Pride Amplified program if you feel like it's your time. Never going to feel ready, but if you feel like this is what you need right now, and you're willing to put in the work, you're willing to commit to yourself.
And you just need some extra guidance from us. But I think the whole thing is like, are you ready to do this? Are you ready to find the love that you've been waiting for this entire time?
Yeah, it's up to you, right? Danny and I can sit here all day and we can talk about it, we can dream with you, and we can go to that place. But we can't promise you'll find it. You got to put in the work. You got to commit to yourself.
And we can't want it for you. How much do you want this life for yourself?
We're ready to change your life. We're ready to be a part of your journey. We're ready to guide you, support you, and be there every single step of the way. If you took something away from this podcast today, why don't you send us a DM on Instagram @ComingOutHappy. We'd love to see you apply for the Pride Amplified program. It's a 6-month program where we dive into these topics, where we take you to that place where you're ready to find love, where you're ready to dive into what your future looks like. And it starts with you. We're going to work on you. We're going to dive deep. It's not going to be easy. It may be uncomfortable. These are decisions that you have to make for yourself and your future. But we're here to guide you every step of the way. We know that this will change your life forever. And you'll take these things with you forever. Like I said, I'm still working on myself today. I'm still working on myself even though I found the most beautiful girl in the entire world. The most fun, loving person I've ever met. I found that. But I'm still working on myself because I got to take those things, I got to run with them. And that's what we want for you. I want you to find that same love. I want you to find that same future where you create that for yourself. And it's there. But you got to be ready to put in the work. All right, I feel like I've been talking way too much. I've been diving so deep into this because I am so passionate about it. I care so much about each and every one of you listening right now. And I want this for you. So send us a DM @ComingOutHappy on Instagram. Let us know what episode you listened to, what was your takeaway, and I hope you apply for this program if you feel like it's the right fit for you. We'll see you all on the next episode. I love you all, and see you soon.